Welcome back to the Oracle of Enlightenment. This is the Observer along with Miss C.S. Marks.
Hi, good to join you.
Welcome to the Oracle of Enlightenment.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, so now you've had 3 books in print right now?
Yes, there's a trilogy. It's a complete trilogy. It's been available for a couple of years now.
What are they called?
The first one is called Elf Hunter. The second is called Fireheart. And then the third is Ravenshade. It's the tales of Altera, the world that is.
And where are these books available?
Well, of course, online, on Amazon and other online sources. Also in many Barnes & Nobles and oh gosh, what's the other line? It's not Borders, it's Walden's. There's some Walden's who have it. And, of course, directly through the website, you can get them as well.
What's your website?
www.elfhunter.net. Not .com. Don't go to .com. You'll get to crazy places.
And you have a 4th book ready to come out?
Yes, it's the first in a new series. Basically, I like stories to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I don't want things to just go on till the end of time. So we have a complete trilogy, and then we let the dust settle for 20 years and pick up the same world, some of the same characters, in a book called Outcast.
I see. And you have a 5th book in the works as well?
Yes, the 5th one is currently being written. No title yet. I never title them until they're about done.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, well, the title has to come to you. And usually it doesn't really reach out and zing me until I'm about ready to get to the thrilling climax of the tale. And so far, no title for number 5.
What got you into writing?
My dad was a professor of literature. I was raised on the classics. I learned to love words and the ways in which they're arranged and good stories when I was a kid. And I read Tolkien when I was 12 and absolutely fell in love with that particular type of fantasy. Since then, I've become a scientist. I was a field biologist by trade, and I'm a professor as my day job. But my dad passed away in the year 2000 very suddenly, and he was one of the biggest fans of my writing. And he just sort of left a hole, and that sort of spurred me to, I think I'm going to write some more. It gave me something to fill that hole, and it grew from a short story into 3 novels, 4, 5, 6, 7, Lord knows, till I get tired of it.
Wow. So you did a short story too?
Well, I've done some short stories, but Elf Hunter started as a short story. It started with 4 characters and a villain, and a rough idea of an ending to the tale. But it's one of those deals, you start writing and you're having such a good time and the story is flowing and the characters are growing in your mind. You get to know them, and pretty soon you've passed out of short story land and you're into novella land, and pretty soon you're thinking, I'm having a good time with this, and this story could get very cool and complicated very quickly. I think I'm just going to keep writing as long as the characters drive the story forward, which they did relentlessly. And pretty soon I had a full-fledged novel and the beginning of a trilogy, so it just sort of grew like Topsy.
And how is your science life as opposed to your writing life?
I'm a professor of equine science, which is, horses are my passion, and so I dearly love my day job, but I also like my vampire nighttime job where I sit in front of the word processor until 3 in the morning and take my weekends and take my school breaks and every other spare minute and keep the story moving. It's a very therapeutic and exciting thing to do in my spare time. I
see. What advice do you have for young writers?
Don't let anybody tell you shouldn't write. Go ahead and do it. If nothing else, write for yourself. You may not become a bestseller, but that wasn't the reason I started to write. And it is a wonderful, wonderful friend. Writing and reading both are wonderful friends. So make friends with your writing ability and exercise it to its full, and take constructive criticism and improve your craft, work on your craft. But don't let people discourage you. Sometimes the best stories come when you least expect them.
Are you on Facebook?
I am, under my real name, which is Christine Stewart Marks.
I see. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Gosh, that's a kind of a loaded question. There are lots of things I'd like to talk about, but also would mention that due to the ebook revolution being somewhat successful, all three of my titles are on Kindle, and they're very inexpensive there. So I think that's a nice way to get new readers and not have them to break the bank trying a new author. I would recommend that folks who do have e-readers look around at some of those inexpensive indie books, because some of them are really good, and you can sometimes find a new author that will become one of your favorites by looking through some of those 99 centers or $1.99 books. They're not all inexpensive because we're desperate. There's sometimes we just want to entice you to try someone new.
All right, thank you very much for granting us this interview.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you.